I think we're on. We're on. Which way should we go? Yeah, we are on. I've always got to check I've got everything, got my keys, locked everything up, not left anything behind. I parked the bike up the other day on the way to work, and if you see over there, you can get spots where you can park your scooters and stuff like that. You can let me go, yeah. And somebody parked the scooter, and after parking the scooter, they'd actually sorted themselves out and left their own keys, set of keys, on their bike seat. So I pulled up next to it, and I'm just locking my bike up, and I can see this set of keys, and there's about 7 or 8 bars. So I walked away from it, asked a couple of people, what would you do? Would you go into the bars and that, or would you leave it? And they were like, no, I think I'd leave it, but I couldn't, because it's just not in me. So I had to go to the bars. Eventually, it was a Spanish guy that was eating a Chinese. It was his keys. The owner of the Chinese asked them, and they said no. And then I went off, and then 5 minutes later they came back and went, yeah, it's his keys. So at least he got his keys. I don't think anybody'd steal the bike, but you just never know. It's an opportunist around, somewhere to take it, he'd do it, you know. So I'd hate to think it happened to me. So there we go. How you doing? Happy Monday. I'm going to start off by saying, when I was a kid, I was crap at buying presents. I really was. I was crap. I was youngest of 4. I'm going to say I got spoiled because everybody used to buy me presents, and I never really bothered, and I got away with it for so long. When you're a kid, you do, especially when you're the youngest. You get away with it for a long, long time. But I do remember one particular present that I bought, and it was I bought it for my dad and for my stepmom actually. And I don't know what I was. I must have been like 16, 17, 18. I think some of that sort of age. And I bought, you know, the botanical? It's like a botanical vase, like a bubble-shaped thing. It's like a goldfish bowl-shaped thing, and it was all to do with its own little ecosystem of plants. So you buy it, you water it, seal it, and you never have to open it ever again, and it just works itself through every single time, forever, apparently. And I bought it then. It was quite a big thing actually, and I gave it for Christmas, and my stepmom was over the moon with it, I think. She'll send me a message after this going, yeah, I was. She'll most probably even send me a message saying she's still got it in the conservatory. I've not seen it, but I was like a teenager at the time. But it wouldn't surprise me, because I've heard of they last forever. I've also heard that there's the longest running ever one was one was sealed 60 odd years ago, and it's still going now. It got opened once apparently for more water, and it's been sealed ever since. So in essence, what it is it's its own planet in a planet, on a planet, because it doesn't need any influence from this planet to sustain itself. And that's what always fascinated me. It was like when I heard it, it was like, so it's its own planet on a planet. The other one that got me was the film, stupid kids film, about an elephant, and it was called Horton Hears a Who, and I think it's written by Dr. Seuss. And I watched the film, and again it's this elephant cartoon. I saw this years ago. He's like happily walking through the fields, picks up a dandelion, and he loves the dandelion. He's carrying it. He doesn't realise that there's actually, on one of the stems of the dandelion, there's an actual planet of people on there who are completely oblivious to him. So it's a planet on a planet, and it's just this theme tends to stick with me quite for a bit. So this one was the present I got for my dad and my stepmom, was that style. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because I think it's a really good analogy to sometime explain this island, Tenerife. Because this island, even though it's advancing at a rapid rate compared to when I first came here when I was 16, it still sometimes feels like it's a little bit of a planet, its own little bubble on the planet. So you go, yeah, but this is Tenerife, you know, compared to everywhere else in the world. Tenerife tends to be sometimes that little bit different. And more to the case now in the topic I want to talk about, which is the topic of FOMO. FOMO, if you've never heard of it, is the fear of missing out. Do you suffer from FOMO, the fear of missing out? I used to. I don't think I do anymore. Let me just check this is doing okay. I used to really struggle when I was younger. I think it was because I had nothing. And when you have nothing and you see other people have stuff, you want the same sort of thing. And that's when you go, well, I want that. You know, and that must probably put the work ethic in for me to try and generate it, to make sure that I could get it. And therefore, it would relieve the fear of missing out. Something happened this year, and there's something happening next year on the island that is actually giving people, I think it's genuinely giving people FOMO. People are doing stuff purely because of the fear of missing out on doing it. A few months ago now, about 5-6 months ago, I'm talking about pop concerts. That's what I'm talking about, really. 5 or 6 months ago, there was a massive hoo-ha. Well, maybe 8-9 months ago, there was a massive hoo-ha. Sting is coming to Tenerife. Sting's coming to Tenerife. Oh, my God, Sting. It's coming to a decade. This area here, Sting. And it was all over Facebook. Tenerife lives on Facebook. If you want to know what's going on in Tenerife, just go on Facebook. You'll find out. But everything, Sting is coming to Tenerife. Everyone's going mental. Now, the thing is, Shelley, being the musician she is, and, you know, me, the love of music, she said to me, she said, oh, Sting's coming to Tenerife, to go and see Sting. And I said to her, to be honest with you, no. The reason being is, about 25 years ago, I was in Holland at a festival, a music festival, and the headline of the festival was Sting. And I watched it. And to be honest, he was alright actually. He was okay. But it wasn't amazing. It wasn't like phenomenal. It wasn't something you go, that is so good, I need to go and see that again. Not at all. I was never really a big fan of the Police. I was more Adam and the Ants than the Police. I was never really, didn't really know many of the songs. Don't Stand So Close to Me is most probably one of them. And then when he went Sting solo, the only song I really knew was that Turn the Clock to Zero. Turn the clock to zero, honey. Look at me singing. And apart from that, I didn't really know anything. So I was like, no, I don't really want to go. So we chose not to go. Everybody went, every man and his dog went, Facebook went, the whole world went. It was all over Facebook for about a week. The day after, in about a week, it was all over. And it was like, the FOMO kicked in. It's like, hang on a minute, have we missed something? But it's like, you've got to stand strong in your shoes and go, no, I don't think I have. I remember Sting. I remember paying the money to go and watch him at the festival, and I remember thinking he was all right, but he wasn't all that. My taste. That's just my taste. Everybody else has got their own tastes. That's my taste. So that was the first one. This year it's happening, well, now it's happening all over again, because now we've got coming in, bit of a blast from the past, we've got 5 and 911. 5 and 911 are coming to Las Americas. And everybody, Facebook went mental again. Oh my God, 5 and 911 are coming. Now I actually, in the bar, I actually play 5 most probably every single night. If you're getting down better. It's a great song and it gets everybody going and it's really good. But name me more than 3 songs that they do. I know 2, but I couldn't name you 3. And then 911. No idea, absolutely no idea. I think if they played the song I'd know it, but no idea whatsoever. Some kids playing crazy golf and just absolutely whacked it as if it was a driver, nearly went into the sea. So, do you want to go and see 5 and 911 in Las Americas? I'm like, no, I don't actually. I'm all right. I can miss that one, and that's I'm fine with it. So at the moment, again, most probably every man and his dog's got tickets. It'll be all over Facebook. Going about his day. It'll be all over Facebook. And then the day after, the FOMO might kick in. And I'm like, hang on a minute, it's 5 and 911. Get real, I don't really need to see it. So, it's like, why years ago, I'd feel like I need to jump on that bandwagon to go, I need to go and see him. Whereas now it's like, no, I'm fine actually, I don't really need to see him at all. It's not my cup of tea. I'm all right with it, and I think I'll survive. It's like, how do you put a price on entertainment or on your own personal pleasure or your own personal memories? That's what it comes down to. Shelley said to me the other week, she went, Gladys Knight's playing in Glasgow or in Scotland. Do you want to come and see Gladys Knight? And I'm like, no, I don't. And it sounds awful, or is it just me? But the fact of the matter is, I know one song by Gladys Knight. I've then got to fly to Scotland. I've then got to get myself to the concert. I've got to get a hotel. I've got to get the tickets. Let's say the 50 quid ticket turns out then to be like 600 quid, all in all, because the logistics of going around it. And I can't put that down as a price for the experience or the memory that I'm going to get. So in essence, I'm putting a price on a memory. What price would you put on a memory? That's what it comes down to. Have you done anything like that where you've actually put like you've paid a ridiculous price, but you've managed to generate a memory that's just like will live with you forever? I'm sure I have, but I can't come across it yet at the moment. But I tend to see, is it just me, but I tend to see the whole thing that goes around with it, encompasses it, is like the cost implication that goes with it. It's not just the ticket of 50, 60 quid to go and see Gladys Knight. It's the whole thing of the logistics of getting there, staying over, the hotel, the cost when you're there, the day-to-day cost. You're going to spend 100 quid when you're there anyway, at least in the day. Food. And it's like, it just doesn't add up for me. But then you get called sometimes, you're a party pooper, when actually it's not. You're logistically just looking at it, and then, live a little. And it's like, well, no, because I don't have that FOMO at the moment. I don't know if it is just FOMO. But then the big one's happened, hasn't it? The big one now. And the big one is Ed Sheeran's coming to town. Ed Sheeran. Facebook has lit up like you will not believe. Facebook's gone mental for this. And everybody's like, Ed Sheeran, oh my God, Ed Sheeran. Well, I've actually seen Ed Sheeran. I saw him at the Metro Arena a few years back now, when one of his first albums was out. And I've got to tell you, I thought it was frigging brilliant. I thought it was amazing. His loop pedal stuff that he does was just like second to none. It's phenomenal. But since then, he's now stopped really doing his loop pedal stuff and he started going into music, and his music's going a bit chewing gummy for me, chewing gum for the ears, a little bit meh. They're all good songs, but nothing stands out like it did in the beginning. So now he's in Santa Cruz, which is about 40 minutes away from here. Shelley straight away, do you want to go and see Ed Sheeran? Oh no, not do you want, shall we go and see Ed Sheeran? And I'm like, no, I don't need to go and see Ed Sheeran. I don't need to go and see him. Yet, the FOMO in me is telling me it's going to take me straight back to the following days, couple of days after Sting, when Facebook went wild at how amazing it was and how good it was. And then you get that little pang of FOMO going, should we have gone? Should we have gone? But would you, let's work it out though. Number one, you've got to get to Santa Cruz. All right, you've got to get to Santa Cruz. How would you get there? Drive? Okay, so you're going to drive. Means you can't drink. Because you've got 40 minutes, 45, well, now it's an hour from where I live. So you've got an hour, so you can't drink. So what do? Do you stay over? Book a hotel? The cost of a hotel, like 80, 90, 100 quid. Plus your drink, plus your tickets, times 2. You're looking at about, what, 350? Before you even start thinking about the experience that you're getting. So 350 to go and see Ed Sheeran. Would it be an everlasting memory? I don't know. What price do you put on an everlasting memory? I've already seen him. Do I need to see him again? The other option is forget Ed Sheeran, wait next year, use that money elsewhere, go to Holland, go to King's Day, where 7 million people go to Amsterdam, hire a car and then travel the rest of Holland, showing Shelley the sights of Holland, of where I used to live and the beautiful places on that country. It'll cost more than 350 quid, but you can use that 350 quid towards it, which will bring the price down, and it'll make it an amazing experience. And I think that's what I'd rather do more than anything else. Fear of missing out is a weird one, isn't it? It is an absolute, it can be a killer sometimes. It can be a real doozy. So it's a tough one. It's a tough one. See what you think. What are your thoughts? Do you get FOMO? Do you get it? Do you grow out of it? I think I've grown out of it. I actually think I've grown out of FOMO now. I'm strong enough to stand in my shoes to go, if the rest of the tribe are going that way, I'm quite happy to go this way instead. Doesn't make you most popular, but what it does is it gives you, I think that's the truth actually, it doesn't make you the most popular person when you decide not to go with the rest of the tribe. I think that's how I'm going to leave it. So let us know what you think in the comments. I'd be interested to think of your thoughts, what you think about it, and I'll see you on the next one. As always, you know what to do. See you soon.